Hey guys, this is Cricket 504 here to show off the Horde base we've been developing with the guys I game with. We've been working on this since Alpha 19, kind of gone through a few iterations, and we found this to be a good base. The key to this base for us was we needed it to handle, so if you had one player fighting the Horde Knight, or you had up to 8 people fighting the Horde Knight, this base was able to handle the different combinations of who likes what style and how many people we have. So it's been through a few iterations and it works really good. Um, we just got done with a Horde Night and it went real smooth for us. And let me show you what we do. So the base itself is a box. We have a run out pad here for our overshoots. Um, the zombies can come from any direction, but they're all going to funnel into that opening there. Um, Around the sides, we have a pit so that if the zombies drop down, they can run around the pit, come up a set of ladders here. The pit's 4 deep and 3 wide, and then we have the fencing around it to kind of guide them around. So no matter what direction they're coming from, they're going to be forced to path around this way and come around here, come around the edges, and then come in through the one channel that we have here. Um, Now most of this is steel, but we've done it from everything from cobblestone to steel. So if you're building this early, you can get away with it. And if you're going to go further, hey, you can go right up to steel. Most of this is steel under here. We've painted it the reflective because it's a lot easier to see what needs repairs after a Horde Night. So this is after repairs on Horde Night. Channels 5 blocks wide, so it's the same width as the tower base. We have lighting up here just to make it easier to see things as it gets dark. We have 4 electric fences going here um, to slow down the runners, making things a little easier. So on one side, it's just the electric fences in the wall and a wall thick enough to uh, reduce it. You know, if a bomber goes off, the whole thing doesn't come apart. And then this end cap wall is 2 thick, but the outside wall is only 1 thick. Holds up to pretty much everything, as long as you don't mess up too often with the bombers. On the other side is our electric room. This is where we get all our power. So we've got a generator, and the other half of the fences gives us a shot at doing the maintenance. The rooms that open like this just to push the zombies out and make them path around. We found that if we narrowed up the room, it could mess with the pathing and they might start trying to punch through walls again. Even if they've dropped into the pit outside, they come right up. They might rage because they dropped, but they'll give up on that wall and come up without digging. The ramp here is meant to just create pathing for the zombies to come up and then try to attack you, but of course with the gap here they're going to drop down and then just keep going around. We've found as long as we're keeping up pretty good, they never even get up onto these ramps. It's just a method to create the pathing. Have that on both sides, just in case something happens to the structure. And we have these run-up ramps back here for getting into the cage up top. And the tower comes up 4 blocks, and then it has plates here, one down, one up, and that's what creates this floating roof situation. The tower is solid, so you fill everything in, and then we have these storage boxes up top for the materials that we might need. The cap is just a cement cap on top, keeps the birds off you. And then the cage on the outside goes out too, and we have the gap here all the way around. The birds can get in through that occasionally, but it still lets you use throwables by not having the bars all the way up. It also takes the stress off the floor here, and that way it's not carrying too much weight. We've made these out of everything from wood up to steel. These are all steel right now. And hey, we have a friend to play with. Well, look at that. It was nice of him to come in and give us something to play with. And goodbye. That's simple. And that's exactly how this whole thing works. You can put numerous people up here, or you can have guys that work down there. That's why we've got the turret down there. We've got some guys that like to do everything from shotguns to melee. So yeah, they have a good time down there. So the top here, the tower is 5 by 5, and it's 4 high. And then on top of that 4 high, we put the plates and the roof on top of that, so that it floats and you can move in and out of here unobstructed. We tend to like to use the turrets here for bird defense. It's really funny with the guys down below. The birds will come down off the roof and go right for them, and these turrets will just pick them off. Sometimes scares the guys down there because all of a sudden a bird drops on their head. A little hilarious. So that's pretty much how it's done. Can be built. I mean, you can build, if you're struggling to get things built, you can skip one side and not have these higher walls on the inside. Just big thing is you want the pit done on the outside so that you can path the zombies into this channel. Let them have it. They'll stack up here and they'll stack up here as they come around these corners, and it's just a turkey shoot. Very efficient. One of the other goals, besides being able to handle anywhere between 1 and 8 people here, was the ability to maximize our XP gain. We don't want to give too much XP up to traps and things like that, so there's not much trapping done. But this latest Horde night, I picked up 8 experience points, so that played up real well. But that's the base. Hopefully that gives you some ideas and kind of refined it off the current pathing for the zombies to really maximize what we get on a Horde night. Hope you have some fun. Take care.